you. The power of a blessing is that it breaks down the curse. It obliterates the curse. So that thing that your father put on you or became your legacy from him, it's got to vanish. It's got to disappear. It's going to be completely annihilated. So you ain't going to have sorrow one day sooner or later. You ain't going to have sickness one day sooner or later. You're not going to have this range of collaborating negative emotions because the blessing is upon your life. I don't know who I'm talking to this morning, but how many of you know you have the blessing? You have the promise of a blessing. We don't talk about it much in Africa. In Africa, we tend to want to talk about the curse and generational curses. But I want to talk to you about the curse and the blessing, more so the blessing. Why is this important? Because when God enters into contract with you and swears by two immutable things in which it is impossible for him to lie and says, I swear I am going to bless you, it's an imbalanced covenant because he has eternal life. He has no beginning and no end, whereas in terms of my mortality, I'm going to live about 105 years or so maybe. That means I am temporal, I am temporary. And when he says he's going to bless me, he doesn't struggle with patience. Whereas I struggle with patience because I can't wait 20 years. I hate to wait, and I hate to wait long, and I hate to look like a failure, and waiting makes me look like a failure when the waiting has gone beyond what I consider due process or due time. And God says to me, that's your problem, because you think that I'm aiming at you with the blessing. I am the God of your posterity. I am the God of eternity also. And though I will bless you, Abraham, I ain't aiming at you. I'm aiming at your posterity. I'm aiming at everything that comes out of your loins and your wife's womb. I'm aiming at your children and your children's children. I'm aiming at your children's 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 children for 1,000 generations. And I'm aiming at their children too. Are you with me, somebody? I ain't only aiming at your biological children. I'm aiming at your children in business, your children in faith, your children in the gospel, people who you have mentored. I'm aiming at everyone, and you're going to be the first partaker. And the sad news, Abraham, is the first partaker doesn't get everything, but he gets the honor. He gets most of the honor. But the actual blessing starts with him, but it improves. It proliferates over the generations. I'm aiming at Isaac. I'm aiming at Jacob. I'm aiming at Joseph. I'm aiming at Ephraim. I'm aiming at Boaz. I'm aiming at Salmon. I'm aiming at Rahab so I can bring her into the fold. I'm aiming at Judah. I'm aiming at Jesse. I'm aiming at David. I'm aiming all the way down to my own incarnate self. I'm aiming at Jesus. I'm aiming at Nigerians who will come to know me by revelation through God. I am aiming through you.